It was funny. Right before we went live, I was like, "You said, okay, we're gonna go live," and
I gotta send
I
it
was
to the
like,
line. We're going. We're on.
yeah. And I'm like, okay, I don't hear any music. Started to panic. Okay.
All right, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the KCHW Morning Show. It has been a morning. We've had some tech issues. Obviously, the power went out here in Chihuahua for quite a while. We just got things back up and going. Had to get our internet re-going, and we are back online for a very quick show. We have Scott Allen, myself, Chuck Ritchie, and our very special guest, who is about to fly the coop and leave to Belize, Joe Wazinski. Good morning, everybody.
Joe. Oh man, sorry to make you wait for like an hour and a half, Joe.
Well, that's
Right?
okay. I was having fun watching Chuck kind of run around getting things done. It's like, wow, I learned something. I don't want to run a radio station.
I have a feeling he looked like a squirrel in panic, didn't he?
Yeah. No, he was. He was calm. Yeah, no, he was.
No,
really
calm, cool, and collect. I'd have been a squirrel in a
I mean,
panic.
he tore that couch up. I mean, he was like over there chewing on it, and it's like shredded. But other than that, though, he was good.
I have a thing with foam when I get stressed. It just soothes me. You know?
Yeah.
I like the way it squishes between my teeth.
He does the same thing with the toilet paper roll in the bathroom like a cat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, I do that.
All right.
So for
Joe,
those-
I can't believe you're leaving town.
Yes, I am, but not yet. I have.
But
some
not
time.
yet.
I have some time here still.
All right. But that's is it because of me?
Yeah, it's like, I walked in here one day after a couple of years and realized you were no longer around. It's like, oh wait, there's another guy running a radio station. Scott, when did Scott leave? And then it's like, and then it took me another year to say, I think maybe I'm going to leave too.
You don't remember hosting my roast then?
Oh yeah, no, I remember hosting your roast.
All right. I actually have a video queued up maybe before we go that I'll play of you hosting my roast.
Oh, hosting your roast. Okay.
Yeah, I got some clips out of that and something else tied together with it.
That
So
was
maybe
fun.
before we cut you loose today, I'll play it for you.
Okay.
All right.
The roastiest, hostiest with the
Mostest.
mostiest.
With the mostiest.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So what prompted? I'm curious. What prompted this move to Belize? Now I know your wife Heidi has retired too, and this was
Well,
just
you
kind of
just
a plan
said
you guys
what
put together for
prompted it,
retirement. I
my
want to know the
wife.
history.
You just prompted it with when you said my wife.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. No, anyway, so, I mean, that's, in August we'll be married for 45 years. And so we've been around each other for a while. And we kind of liked each other most of those years. But,
That's
we always talked about retiring and everything like that. And we, from Southern California, wanted to live on the beach. And so years ago, I can't remember, she went to Belize with some friends. And she got off the transportation and she's like, she might have been drinking a little bit, but she told her friends that she was on vacation, but she told her friends that, I'm going to move here. And they're like, yeah, whatever, Heidi. And so when we started looking at places, we went down there and fell in love with the place and started looking around and, bought a place. I mean, we love Chihuahua. I mean, it's really been great. Weather-wise, though, sometimes the barometer, it's not best for some people. So, she feels a lot, she felt a lot better down there. So it's going to be a bummer moving, to an extent, but also it's a, new thing in our lives. So that's kind of, there's a lot more to it, but basically that was it. We found a place we loved and we decided to move down there.
All right. There is something to say for beautiful places. Maine is beautiful in the summer.
Be honest, Scott. Is it the whole summer, or is it like Alaska, like 1 or 2 months out of the summer is beautiful, and the rest is kind of gray?
No,
drizzly?
the whole summer. I mean, it's humid here, which you wouldn't expect because it's so far north. But the minute it gets over 55, you're comfortable to be outside.
That's nice.
You know what's spooky,
Yeah.
though, about Maine is all those red balloons floating around. You're like, oh, yeah, okay, we're in Stephen King County here.
Don't go in the
I went
gutter.
to his house. I went to his house for my birthday last week.
Did you? Did you meet him?
Yes.
You met
He's
him?
very cool. No, he wasn't there, but I still worked outside his fence and peered in, took
Oh,
pictures.
Steven.
Yeah.
He's got like an art installation in his house, and it's a little McMansion, and he's turned it into a writer's retreat.
Oh,
so
cool. Yeah.
writers can come stay there and stuff.
Yeah.
Last summer, my daughter went there, and she was on a tour, and his wife was actually there in the yard and came out and talked to
Oh,
people and
Tabitha.
stuff.
Right.
It's
Okay.
pretty cool.
Wow.
The thing I like best is his wrought iron fence is totally corroded, so that
Ah.
looks pretty cool. And then there's bats on the top, so
Oh, cool.
that was pretty. Yeah.
So years ago, during Desert Shield, I wrote a letter to Stephen King and said, "Hey, we don't have books. Can you send me a book?" It wasn't actually from him, but I got it delivered from his, I guess, his secretary. And it had his home address and everything like that. And we actually landed in Bangor, Maine, when we came back. And it's like, do I have time to go over to his house and thank him? Or do I have time to go over to his house and have him call the cops and be like, "Get out, go away"?
You said you had it delivered. What was it?
It was a book. It was the book It.
I know, Joe.
Oh,
It was a bad joke.
yeah. Chuck's
It was a bad
had a
joke.
rough
Random, we got
morning
it.
that he's kind of got into the bad joke bit.
Yeah, this day since the second I got up, man, it's been a morning.
What does that tell you? Retire.
It tells me I should have just stayed home today.
You should retire.
Follow our lead and retired.
Yeah.
No, then I might have to come back and take care of things. Forget that.
Right.
All right, so Joe, the other thing I want to know is how many years did you teach?
Well, I mean, I taught when I was in the Army, but at Wellpin High School was 20 years.
Wow.
Wow. So are you like a double retirement guy there?
Yeah. And actually, I'm old enough for Social Security.
Whoop
Yeah.
whoop.
Yeah.
So you get your military, your school teacher, and your now your
Yes.
the little tiny bit you get from Social Security.
Yeah. I think my $2.55. No.
I think that's about what it is. I've
Yeah.
had
Yay
some,
for planning ahead, though. I mean,
Yeah.
working a retirement is a tough thing, especially as I know from working in radio. There's no such thing.
Well, you guys don't you guys have like a big thing, money wise? I mean, you guys
Yeah,
sinking all this money in, and
yeah,
like
we're like
they take care of all these radio. I mean,
we're like Chihuahua celebrities, man.
Yeah.
We're kind of a big deal. I don't know if you
Yeah.
know this.
Isn't there like a radio fund?
You know the
that is the payment, getting
Yeah.
to be a celebrity.
Getting to
There
be a-
is no money involved. It's
Oh.
just so that when you're out at the store, people go, "Hey, radio guy," and you feel good.
Yeah.
yeah,
How
like-
come you weren't on this morning, huh? I would sit down to listen to you, and your radio was off. Was off. Yeah.
like 3 people know me. It's
Do we?
incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
and one's Laura, one's me.
And me.
Oh yeah.
There you go. There you
And he
go.
lives in Maine, so he doesn't count.
Excuse me. All right. So 20 years at the school. What was that like doing your last class? I mean, just the feelings and that type of stuff.
Actually, my last bit was we did what's called JCLC, which is like a summer camp where the kids go and do like leadership stuff and that. And so it was like with 8 kids, so that was pretty cool. And then the last thing we were going to do was the parade. And sadly, I don't know, since it's on the news, there was a shooting when we were getting ready to do the Lilac Parade, and things were delayed, and we took off. We didn't do the parade.
Mm.
So technically, my last event was hightailing it out of Spokane.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry, Spokane, but that was the truth.
Straight from a public shooting to retirement.
Yeah.
That's a fitting end to the career.
Yeah, it is.
So-
It is. Yeah.
So that literally, I missed that
Wow.
in the news. That literally happened at the.
So
the
when we were,
parade.
everybody was in line and everybody was starting, and there is an altercation, and it's there's 2 sides of the stories, but it has to do with ice cream and somebody with a gun, and I think it was the owner's son ended up shot one guy and I think skinned some guy in the head, and then went into the woman. And so they were going to reroute it. They were going to delay, but we had a bunch of kids, so we left the area. I think they continued the parade. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was-
Wow.
did
It's
any word on
that
if
kind of
the lady
stuff.
was okay?
Sadly, is everywhere.
It
what was that?
is.
That
Oh.
kind of stuff sadly is everywhere.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Just-
Yeah.
you have to question it.
Yeah.
When you're going to go out to an event, especially something that could be incendiary, like, this month, lots of pride parades and stuff.
Yeah.
I would fear, or at least consider when I'm going to an event now, um, is it safe? Are we going to be safe? Because it's sadly, you're lucky you're leaving the country, because after last night's debate, I'm
Wow.
embarrassed to be an American
Yeah.
Wow.
on both sides of everything. I don't know how did you guys watch the debate last night?
No, I just did a follow up on the, on the opinion, which honestly I was kind of pleased, because a lot of times when you read something, it's one sided. But this, I mean, the piece I read looks like they picked on both gentlemen. They said this is, it's not like, well, blah 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 or blah 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 blah. It was blah 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 blah.
I'm just waiting for the highlights on ESPN.
Yeah, ESPN.
Yeah.
Well,
Center.
actually, I'm waiting for the influencers to get on the TikTok video and say, "Well, here's what I think about this." Yeah, because that's when you really know how it went.
I've
I
seen.
thought Sorry, go ahead, Chuck.
Oh no, I've seen this morning and a bunch of headlines. There's a sort of a new resurgence of calls for Biden to drop out of the race and replace him with somebody alive.
After watching them last night, it was heart-wrenching. It made me kind of ill. And shame on the Democratic Party for pushing him to run for a second term.
Both times.
I have the opinion, especially with the felony convictions and stuff, you could have picked anybody out of the party and they could have beaten Trump. But putting somebody up who clearly has some age issues, and that's not knocking him. He's 81, but clearly has some age issues, and pushing him like this, I don't think that's right. Both of them should be enjoying retirement, not running for president.
I think maybe we should finally just say, hey, why don't we let AI take charge and just accept it?
Exactly.
Why wait another 10 years? Let's do it now.
Joe here just turned 58 and he's retiring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, he's hit that age where he's ready to stop.
Or maybe I'll run for president.
I think foreign countries summed it up pretty well. Headlines out of India: Democrats in full-blown panic. Out of the UK, Biden struggles, Trump lies, which is pretty much what the thing was last night. Biden struggling to get out his thoughts. I think sometimes when you get to that age, you have your faculties, but your mouth doesn't maybe move like you want it to.
Right.
And India said the same thing. Biden struggles, Trump lies, and that's pretty much summing up the debate. The one I really like is from Germany. Get this: Germany's headline: "True losers are the Americans." With the choices we've been delivered, we have no choice but to lose.
I was telling Chuck, is like, what the American people need to do is just say, no, we don't want either one of them. We're going to fire all of you guys unless you guys, do something else. But
it's terrible.
What if we all wrote in a different? What if we all just picked somebody and we wrote them in?
Yeah. It's terrible when the Kennedy guy with the brainworm seems like maybe if I have a choice.
You talking about John F. Kennedy, voting for him again? I mean,
right? Oh man!
Now, if we voted for Joe, we wouldn't be able to leave.
That's true.
Well,
that's true. You can't run the country from Belize, Joe.
Why not?
Right in. Joe W.
Joe W. Yeah.
Mr.
I try to oversee a radio station from Maine. It don't work.
Yeah. Right.
Well, Joe, I have some tips for you. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. So I know you're not Southern, but this is all I could find. So these are Southern phrases that will help Joe fit in Belize, because I'm sure when you're there, people automatically know you're an American, right?
Oh yeah, no, I wear my, I'm an American T-shirt just so they know. Yeah.
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 I think it comes with a set of matching gloves.
Yeah,
maybe?
I think so. Yeah.
They're stars and stripes gloves.
Yeah, my American flag underwear. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
I have a friend who travels the world, and when somebody asks if he is American, he says, "No, I'm Canadian." He won't admit because everybody likes the Canadians. All right, so here you go. Things you could say to help you fit in. All right, when you're surprised, well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit.
I don't know how well that would go over.
Okay.
I think that'd go
How about
great.
this one? It's hotter than a goat's butt in a pepper patch.
That's a good one.
No? No? All right. Try this, okay? He fell out of an ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down.
What's that got to do with Southern? Oh, he's saying I'm ugly. I got
Oh,
it. Okay, I'm good.
No,
Okay.
you can be talking about somebody else.
Okay.
All right.
I'll have to say the beard looks good, Joe.
Thank you.
I like
Thank
the
you.
beard.
Thank you. First thing I did is
Is that a first?
Huh?
Is that a first? A new beard?
Yeah.
Have you never had a beard before?
I mean, I've gone without shaving, but this is the first. Well, I was trying to get on camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is the first actually beard, and the wife likes it, so I'm keeping it. But not to cut into what he's talking about. I thought there was you got people who ride motorcycles when they pass each other, they do the two finger things down because that's just this. Don't beard people when they walk past each other? Don't they have something?
We just gently walk up and stroke each other's beards.
Oh.
Try it sometime, Joe.
Well, come here.
Find the biggest, burliest guy. With
Come
the
here,
biggest
let me
beard
bring-
you can
let
find.
me-
Okay.
Yeah,
you go.
no, that's okay.
I don't
on
know if I'd
camera.
call what I have a
What's
beard.
worse is when the two of them are in an elevator and they kiss the top of each other's bald heads.
yeah.
Oh,
Us bald guys, we have to find our way somehow.
speaking of bald heads, I do have. I'm cutting into what he was talking about.
No,
I
go
do
for it.
have
Don't
a
worry.
gift for Chuck here.
You do.
Because
Okay.
one, we know that Chuck. Well, I don't know if you know that he's a big fan of Z Nation,
I am a huge fan.
and
of
we
Z
also know that he's bald,
Nation. What?
kind of.
I thought that was your lunch, Joe.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think I was going to be here that long. Maybe I should have brought a lunch.
I don't think we've ever had a guest
So-
wait an hour on the show.
So I went and I was on Z Nation a couple times, and they had a sale of items. So that is the George Washington wig worn by the Doc character in one of the episodes.
Okay.
Especially since we're talking about the debates and that. So
There we go. Hold on.
so
I think I should wear this for the rest of the show.
I think so, maybe.
Okay. Okay.
I'm pretty
We can
sure
get
that
it
was
over
worn
with.
by Doc. I know it was worn in that scene. There we go. There we go. A vote for Chuck is a vote for I'm not sure what, but
Chuck, you look exactly like me with my hair down. Oh, wow.
don't go 4 years ago because that was not.
I was
that-
going to say read my lips.
Oh,
No new tea taxes.
I'm sitting here looking everywhere for my headphones around my head.
Yeah.
Somehow things sound differently with this wig on.
so anyway, there you go. I know. Yeah. So
Oh,
All right,
thank you,
very
Joe.
cool.
My ears
Is it
are being
itchy?
plucked. It's a little.
It looks like it'd be itchy.
It's more tickly. It's kind of tickling me. I might giggle.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Joe.
Oh, you're
I'll
welcome.
I'll have to look up that episode. I don't remember specifically which one it is, but
I was a flashback or something. I think they maybe were sitting around smoking a little bit of
The
marijuana or
Z-weed?
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Z-weed. Yeah,
the
actually.
Z-weed,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
What was the actor that played Doc? What was the
it was
actor's name?
Russell.
Russell
Hutchinson.
Hud-
Hutchinson.
Hudgington?
Yeah.
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 Something like
Which
that.
I got to meet him. He was cool. I got to hang out with him.
I never
so.
met him in person, but I actually, for a while, for about 6 months, we had a private chat on Facebook.
Yeah,
We just
okay.
talked to each other on Facebook. Really
'Cause-
cool guy.
Isn't it Z Nation kind of brought you here?
It didn't. I think secretly it called us here.
And I know Z Nation brought or carried Scott out of here.
It did.
It did. It did. Zombie truck took me all the way.
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a. We didn't know that it was one of our favorite shows. I mean, every week we looked forward to a new episode, and then we moved here, and while we were house hunting, we were in Spokane, and we started driving around. We're like, "What in the world is this?" And then we remember, oh, that's right, because they were filming like they had the Spokane Water Power, and
Yeah,
they had all the
yeah.
So yeah, and the whole entire show was just basically an ode to Spokane.
Yeah.
So yeah, really excited to I wish I could have been a part of it. Wish I would have been here a little bit earlier, but that's okay.
You would have enjoyed it, Joe. I drove into, it's called the Music Park here, and it's basically a campground that does tribute bands every weekend. So it's pretty large. And when you come in, they lead you to your site by golf cart at like 5 miles an hour. And I was going in the zombie mobile, and literally people walking up to me and asking me questions as I was driving in. Yeah.
Like, why do you have that, and what are you going to do with it?
People were telling me how cool it was and stuff, and I literally, when you come in, all the big rigs, of course, that pay more for those sites because they get to just drive through, and they're close to the stage, so they're all up front. So I'm literally driving that old zombie bus through, $500,000 motorhomes.
That's awesome.
But they were still, I felt a little awkward. But when they started coming up to the window, going, "Man, this is cool. Did you do this yourself?" And asking me questions, it was pretty cool.
And then they're all like Washingtonians. Oh my gosh.
Whatever. They don't like strangers up here, and it's real obvious when you're a stranger because they all have really heavy accents.
Like Southern accents?
Yeah, like Southern accents. Yes, I'm not going to pick on you anymore
So-
with those though.
So Southern accents in Maine.
Isn't that?
No,
I thought
no.
that was Tom Petty that had the song Southern accents.
And I can't even imitate the Maine accent. It's really different. It's like a combination of Midwest and Canadian, and maybe even a little French Canadian in there too. It's really bizarre. Jet, who's been on the show before, he can imitate Mainers really well. And one of the things they always say is, "Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah." Yeah,
Yeah. Don't go down there.
When you ask you a question, just go, yeah,
Yeah.
and then start your answer.
Yeah, no, it's you brought up the Southern accent though. It is amazing the diversity of languages in the country. I mean, not just somebody from another country or speaks another language. I guess the dialect would be the proper term. In Washingtonian, you go down to Louisiana or you go down to the South. It's like, where am I? Which is cool. It's great. Yeah.
I remember as a kid watching Pet Cemetery, and the old man that was always sitting on the porch, the neighbor. I used to be so annoyed by his voice. I'm like, that is so dumb. Who talks like that? Why would he sound like that in the show? And I was
Yeah.
a big fan of the Munsters, and he was.
Fred Gwynn.
Yeah,
Fred
was,
Gwynn.
He was not Grandpa. He was the.
He was Munster. He
Mun-
was
yeah, Herman.
Munster.
Yeah. And I was really excited. I remember being really excited to see him in the movie, and I'm like, why is he sounding so stupid? And then I didn't realize. I realized later that was just the
That people in
regional
Maine
accent.
sound
Yeah,
stupid. Is that what you
No,
realized?
that's not
I
what
think
I was
that's
saying.
what you said.
The
I'm pretty
first time
sure
I
you
heard
said
the
that.
accent, I
Yeah.
didn't understand that people actually talk like that. So
They sound smart to their neighbors, though, Chuck. Don't worry.
yeah, I know. I'm not saying they sound. I actually enjoy the accent now that I'm an adult and not a dumb kid. But
Yeah, no, there are. I mean, you get used to hearing certain dialect and that, but then when you, the one young lady who was, I think from Scotland,
yes,
she was in here, and I was just like, wow, it was neat listening to the dialect. And
she's
I have
got
a
a great accent.
yeah, I have a bad habit. So I mimic, and it's nothing personal. I'm not making fun. I just sometimes I'll kind of mimic,
Yep.
but I have to be careful because it's like they might think and it might be, I don't know why, maybe a screw loose or because I'm
Well,
an actor.
everybody that's ever met you knows that, Joe.
That's a screw loose. Yeah, it could be that. Well, I think they'll tighten that up next week.
Good. Good.
While you're in there,
Yeah,
Get out the old Leatherman.
yeah.
Wow.
so are there lots of Americans in Belize where you're moving to?
There's a
The
fair
popular-
amount of expats.
Okay.
Americans, Canadians, New Zealanders. What else have I met? British. And what's cool about meeting the British people, they're, most of them are not upset about, the war. I mean, I know that was a long time ago. I always thought, like, you guys still mad at us? I mean, you did send the Beatles over, so I think you're cool.
Well, I mean, my family's Scottish, and nobody in my family's forgiven England for any of that stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's kind of a long going thing.
I know. I think there's too many grudges
So,
being kept.
I'm, I'm curious about where you're going. I'm sorry. I guess it's a price of food, that kind of stuff, comparable to United States as far
No,
as
it's
prices.
so the rate is for $1 American, it's $2 Belizean, and I've visited because I was up here working while Heidi was down there living, which I'm still trying to figure out how that happened. But so anyway, and I think it's just like anywhere else. There's certain things that's really cheap, and I had not had the times I've been down there. I think I've been down there 4 times. I have not had a bad meal at all. Either home cooked or in a restaurant. So they're pretty good prices. But then again, once again, import some stuff is kind of expensive. But yeah, overall, the prices are pretty good. I mean, our house taxes are, I think now they're $27 a year,
Wow.
and you don't have to pay them until you sell your house. So
Wow. Wow.
yeah, so there's
That never happened in America.
yeah,
No.
you know.
All right.
And
Well,
the thing is, I know a lot of people leave because of I'm tired of America and that, but that's not the reason why we're leaving. It was a great opportunity to get kind of what we wanted for retirement, and we really enjoyed the area. We will miss you guys up here. We're going to shut off all communication with you guys. You guys.
Understandable.
Well, that's just the way it works. But yeah, no, we'll try and make it up here and visit and things like that, and maybe I can do a radio show from down there. Sitting on the
totally
beach, hey, I'm just kind of living the rough life here. I got my margarita, I got my beach.
And you guys are actually on the beach, right?
Yes, we're actually on the beach. We own beach property.
I was gonna say, did you keep your house in case you want to come back? But I'm now I'd say, sell it.
No, we sold that. Yeah, we sold that in 22.
Yeah.
It's been a long. Yeah, Heidi moved out. Heidi and her mom moved down there in October of 2022. So
And that's when you moved in with Chuck.
Yeah.
yeah, in the radio station. I sleep on a couch that he chewed up, which now I have no place to sleep.
I was nervous. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I gotta get the radio show on. I gotta get the radio
Next
show
time,
on.
if you would move while
Yeah,
I'm chewing on
I
the
know,
couch.
I know. But the thing is, though, is Scott got a good nap in while we were.
That's good.
But you're getting things. It's
I
like
did actually nod off for about 5 minutes. I don't
Yeah.
know
I
if
saw you.
saw that with my head
It's
down.
like, are you praying or are you sleeping?
I literally did. I was reading a story and I just nodded off.
Yeah.
What Joe did, he came, he's like, Chuck, I think Scott's asleep. Come here.
We got to sit in a chair for an hour waiting for the show to start. What else am I supposed to do?
Well,
Well, we
yeah.
had one of the computers that was on Wi-Fi that was still up on our backup, and
Yeah.
we couldn't get the main computers on, but we could still watch you. We couldn't hear you, and we couldn't talk to you. So,
Well,
so
that's creepy.
you were just sitting at your desk, and we totally were watching you sleep. That's why it took us so long to get back on the air.
We were busy watching Scott.
Wonder if he'll wake up.
It's the Scott Show.
So, Joe, a couple weeks ago, we've had these rumors of you leaving and stuff. Some people were talking about a roast, and I think because of some of the stuff you got going on before you do leave, it kind of got tabled. But the minute they said roast, I made a video for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because remember when you roasted me, right?
Yeah,
If you
no,
don't
yeah.
remember,
Yeah.
you're
And
gonna
it-
remember.
But the roast worked because you stayed away.
So I just did a little. I think it's 2 minutes and 57 seconds of me trying to roast you. All right, I don't do as good a job as you did roasting me. So that's why I used clips of you roasting me.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
I'll put my glasses on so I can see this.
All right, because yeah, it's kind of small. Are you ready?
that's a great pick.
That's me excited to roast Joe right
Oh,
there. All right, here it goes. Hi, Joe. It's Scott, all the way from the big state of Maine, here to interrupt your big night and your big show. All right. I was totally excited when they told me I'm going to have a couple minutes to roast Joe Wilczynski. And I want to stop right there, too. Joe Wilczynski, You're a man who has been in theater most of his life, and that's your stage name, Wilczynski? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I've known Joe for quite a few years. And along the way, he's talked me into some really horrible ideas, like selling landmines, or at least pretending to.
This job, I have selected the M16A3 anti-personnel mine, otherwise known as the Bouncing Betty.
That's a great choice, Bill. You know, you can also supplement that with the M24 toe popper.
A new feature with this mine is an app that will allow you to arm, disarm, and self-destruct.
He has also been trash talking me for over 15 years.
It's really difficult for me to say anything bad about Mr. Schlotman.
Schloffman.
Yeah, right. So after we're done, we're going to meet outside and talk bad about him.
Scott would go up there, and he would like to run around naked. So there were all these stories about a miniature Bigfoot running around. We all know the situation of what's going on in our economy and things like that. And it came out about Scott needing gas, and some people were like, "No, Scott doesn't need gas. Trust me, I know Scott." Wow. So we're trying to figure out what do you give to the man who really doesn't have anything. I didn't even write. I just made that one up. See how inspiring he is?
Ha ha ha, Joe. Very funny. You know, I was trying to think of what comedian you remind me of, but then I realized they're all funny. I always remember how supportive you were. Like that time I was on stage singing and you were out there holding up the giant boo sign. Mm-hmm. Joe's quirkiness is infectious too. He's the only person I know that actually has a dog that walks backwards like him. In all honesty, Joe, your service to theater, the community, the arts, it's a legacy. And Chihuahua's not going to be as bright without you in it. In
Not
closing,
if the power keeps on going out.
Joe has always had a knack for being there just when you needed him. So I'm pretty sure he's not leaving. Joe Wilczynski! Yay!
Thank you.
Joe,
That was-
all the way from the big
Oh,
state
sorry.
of
I'm
Maine.
gonna make you
Oh,
listen to it
did
twice.
interrupt your-
That'd be horrible.
So I can be funny sometimes, I guess.
You can
Wow.
be.
That was good.
Thank you for that, Scott. As a Scotsman, we tried to do a roast for you.
Uh-huh.
We were actually going to interrupt your film festival with it, but we just we had a bunch of stuff going on and we just
All
didn't
right.
have.
Well, thank you.
We had Kat. Well, thank you for not doing it. No,
I did
we
it.
just Scott did it. We reached out to Scott and he was gracious enough to do that. But thank you. That was awesome.
That was
Scott.
good. Yeah, that was
That
good.
was really great.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
It was fun to go back and look through some of the footage from Chihuahua's Got Talent, and when you roasted me and pull some of you being funny out of there. So thank you, Joe.
So that was only a couple of clips of me being funny, right? Just maybe there was 2 or 3 things out there. No, I remember the home improvement one that we were going to do more, but the video I had something to do with video, or I don't remember why we did, because I had
Both
a
got
host,
busy with something else.
yeah,
I
I was so I had a series of those, but yeah, Scott and I go way back. We go way back where we did shows in the carpet.
Yeah, in the carpet store.
Against the
I
wall
went
or
back
something.
and looked for some of the old ones, and we weren't on YouTube yet.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't have any footage of them and stuff. So that kind of bummed me out.
Yeah.
But what I said at the end was true, Joe. Anytime I know I had something going on, some event I'm trying to pull off, you're always there to give a helping hand. And I don't care what community group it is, whether it's something to do with theater or the arts or the radio station. You're just always so willing to help the community succeed and help events in the community succeed. And you are, and I'm serious, dude, you are a treasure. I hope in this town you're living in, Belize, I hope they have a theater.
No. But can I
No.
can I cash myself in? I can use some extra money if I'm a treasure. Am I like worth something? Can I at least get a cup of coffee with that? Thank you. No, it's been.
At your age, there's like the reverse mortgage situation, right? Can you do that on yourself?
Oh, ow.
I thought I was only 58. No.
I'm calling the bank
Wow.
after the show, see if I can do it too.
Oh, Scott told me I was a treasure.
Yeah. Can I reverse mortgage my kidneys?
Yeah. I think you probably sell those though. I think there is a market. Well, thank you guys.
Yeah.
That was nice. That was
All right.
brought
All right.
back some
To-
memories.
Totally honest, thank you for everything. And I know I speak for everyone that's ever worked with you, Joe. You're amazing. Your lightness, your happiness. I don't think I've ever seen Joe mad.
Oh, I talked to my wife.
I have.
Have you seen Joe mad? I don't think
maybe
I've
not-
ever seen Joe mad.
Maybe not so much mad. Maybe a little frustrated during the 50-hour slam filming.
Oh yeah.
You're-
Well, that's a stressful thing.
But it is a stressful
Scott,
thing.
no, he's done those with
Oh
me.
yeah, it was just a lot going on.
Yeah,
But, you know,
yeah.
we hugged it out. We were
yeah,
good.
it worked.
So,
Hey, we
yeah.
made the final cut.
Yeah. We
Woo.
did. We
Yeah,
made the
so-
final 15, and
Yeah, was shown at the Bing.
we didn't win any awards, but
No, that's
the award is in our hearts.
that's
Joe.
right. That's right. Actually, being at the Bing.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I'm
I
glad-
wasn't there. I was on a road trip, but
I'm glad we got to do that with you. That was quite an experience.
Yeah.
And you really have, you know, I joke around about being my dad, but you really do kind
Twice.
of feel. Yeah. You really
Twice.
do kind of feel like a father figure. If not that, maybe that kooky uncle.
yeah, okay, I can buy that.
How about older brother?
Yeah, but not that old. Well, maybe I don't know. Let's
Yeah.
see. Well, with that wig, you look like the same age as I do.
Right, true. I had to take the wig off. It was getting a little scratchy.
Yeah, I know. There's probably lice in it.
Well, you know.
But there's Z Nation lice. Yeah,
So there's zombie lice. That's
yeah,
great.
zombie lice. Oh yeah. Ooh.
You're
Ooh.
infected.
What happens if zombie
And Joe
lice
once
bite
told me though, you're totally safe, Scott.
Yep, you're safe.
No brains.
you? There you go. Brain. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, that was another one of our shows we did.
Oh yeah, that's going way back to the very first probably 6 months of the radio stations. Friday Night Laughs, doing a sketch comedy and improv live on the radio. None of it recorded because we didn't have the gear.
Yeah,
we could
but-
just broadcast and that was it. So.
We and that was once again in the that was that little corner of the carpet place there, kind of standing around, setting up. You, me, Bill Barnes, Gene
Jelly
Jones,
was
right?
there.
Who else
Yeah.
was there?
Gene.
Okay, so I think.
Well, no,
there-
that was before Gene started. So we're
Was it?
missing some.
And was
It
this
kind of rotated that
Yeah,
the
there's a
people would
couple,
go
yeah.
through, and we put a open invite out there. I remember, and those kids came in from Valley, and they brought a
Oh.
washboard and a
Oh
bucket.
yeah. Okay, I remember
And,
that.
and we're just like, they showed up for comedy night, and we're just like, okay, they're minors, so we had to get permission from their family for
Yeah.
them to be on the video.
Mhm.
And we were doing, once you do improv, some maybe suggestive content can come out. So we were kind of concerned about that, but everybody was cool with it. And those boys sounded like a full band playing that washboard and beating on their bucket. It was some of the most amazing live music I've ever heard.
wow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now Chuck's like, well, I need to get those guys on the radio show here.
Right? You have their names.
I don't.
So when you guys did that, was it just? Did you do skits or did
So
you just sit
I
around
think we
roasting each
came up
other, or
with the theme.
Okay.
Like one time it was a zombie apocalypse like thing.
Okay.
One time I think
Pirate Night. There was Pirate Night.
Yeah,
Okay.
talk like and then we made fun of the military, and we would just come up with scripts, and then we would just do, we would just write the scripts, and everybody would read off of them, and we would just do some ad lib and stuff like that. Yeah, it was, and
It was fun.
there's-
We'd round table before the show.
yeah,
And everybody would have like, okay, our next week our theme is going to be this, and you were supposed to write skits around that theme or come up with stuff. And what I thought was really fun is sometimes like somebody'd show up and maybe it was zombie night, but some of the scripts didn't have anything to do with zombies. But by the time the round table was done, everything would be zombified.
Yeah, yeah.
And by the time we shot it back and forth, and then pull some sound effects, do the show, and then after 10 on radio is called Safe Harbor, where you can do more adult content, and then we do some improv games after 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I think
It was
from 9 to 10 was kind of like, let's do the script stuff and try to keep it clean. I know sometimes I had a hard time. It's like, oh yeah. And then, 10 o'clock. I bet we weren't that bad. We weren't.
no.
Oh, and then we did do a live improv. Okay, Chuck, Scott and I were just going to talk for a while.
Okay.
No, we did do the live improv
I'm
here.
gonna go over and get some work done over here.
No, we did do that live improv show here. Remember?
Yeah.
Me, you, Keith Cochran, right?
Ooh.
Who's now the police chief. He joined us, didn't he?
You need some video footage of that.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we tried to do our own version of Whose Line Is It
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
But we tried it once.
Yeah.
Wait, was that successful?
Yep.
Yes. Well, Chuck has a very important meeting, so we should probably cut him loose. Joe, I just want to say thank you for hanging out through the power outage and then the
Yeah.
technical difficulties till we could get back on at the station. And I really appreciate you hanging out and getting this chance to, even though it's through camera, to spend a few moments with you. And we're friends on Facebook, so I'll be tracking you. I want to see lots of pictures from Louise.
Yeah. Well, hey, Scott, it was fun. Thank you. And is this something like your last Friday or something, or?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm. I kind of remembered I told Chuck, I said Fridays are getting to be a real challenge, and as you know, at this age, as we start getting older, everything can be a challenge.
Yes.
And then it dawned on me. I remember, Chuck just went through it back in May, his 1 year anniversary, and I told him, I'd be hanging out for a while and then be cutting back, and I was like, hey, I haven't cut back at all, so I'm gonna cut back on Chuck.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
He's definitely proven over the past year that he's the dude to fly this spaceship. And
does he need a janitor, a space janitor?
yes,
do.
space janitor. And he's really cut his chops over the past year. I mean, it wasn't very long at all that all of a sudden he was hosting the morning show on Wednesdays by himself and stuff. And I used to teach broadcasting at the college level, Chuck, and you are probably the quickest study I've ever seen. So round of
Aw.
applause for you too.
Wow.
Now on some of that electronics gear, not so much, but
I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm getting
but
it.
you are learning. He's caught me now, which is awesome, making mistakes.
Aw.
So that
He's
that's
doing a
perfect.
good job. He's doing a good job. We appreciate him.
And I do really enjoy it.
Yeah.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So it's
And if you like public radio, this is the point where we say you got to support it.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
we have one employee and it's hard to pay him sometimes.
Yeah.
And support public radio, get a membership, get a sponsorship. What a great way to build like a mnemonic for your business. One of the things people say when you're out, especially in commercial radio advertising, they'll say, well, how am I going to know it brings somebody in the door? And that's one thing that like an experienced radio salesperson would tell you is that it might not right away or in huge numbers, but what it builds is a mnemonic where when somebody needs the service that you provide, let's say you're a window washer, and they don't need their windows washed all the time, but when they do, they've heard your ad 30 times. It's in their head. It's stuck there. And that's who they think of. It's a proven thing. And in public radio, I think it's even a little better because you kind of get this, we're in the same club. If you are a member or a supporter of public radio and there's a business advertising on your favorite public radio station, you are more apt, if you need that business or those services, to go to that person that supports the same thing you do. So it's kind of a built-in club, and I invite business owners. You can even as a family make a sponsorship donation and sponsor a program on KCHW. And I just invite everybody, as me and Joe fade off into the distance, that you support this very important thing for the community, because you can't. COVID was great for grants, but they're drying up, and you can't keep it going on air. It takes dollars like everything else, but we're really efficient at running it on as few dollars as possible. Not that we wouldn't like more.
Oh yeah,
But-
I had to
but-
pay $100 an hour just to sit here and be on the show with you guys.
Yeah.
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 Horrible.
Don't tell anybody else.
Oh, I'm
about
sorry.
that, Joe. Yeah, that was just for you.
Yeah.
So there is
Well,
a great chance later today to support KCHW. We're going to be at the Friday Market, and we are going to be drawing another Split the Pot ticket during Summerfest, and those tickets
Oh.
are going to start to go on sale today at the
50
Friday
raffle.
Market.
You could end
Yeah.
up with some big cash, $5,000 limit.
Ooh.
You get $2,500. So get your tickets. Go see Chuck.
There you go. There you go. And you know we'll have the donation jar, and we do accept checks.
One of the few places that do.
What about change found on the ground? You got? Is that okay?
We'll take it.
Okay.
We'll take whatever. You know.
You know, that's,
Joe, I'd like to give you a minute. Just, I mean, you've got a large community listening audience. Also, great way to propel rumors.
Two
Is there
people.
anything you would like to close our short little show today off, and just say to people you might not get to bump into before you leave?
peace out. No, just kidding. I mean, we've been coming to actually. Thank you for this opportunity. We've been coming to Chihuahua, the wife and I, since I think '82. My mother-in-law moved here, and when I was stationed at Fort Lewis, we would come over. And I got out of the Army for a while and lived here for about a year, and then. We picked when I was retired from the Army. We picked a couple places, and I got real lucky and got this area. And we really enjoy the area. We're gonna miss it. We're gonna miss all the people, except for that one guy. He sits out front and just spits at me all. But anyway,
Yeah.
So, and I think the community is great because I mean I never was really a sports person. I'm more of the arts person, and just Chihuahua. I mean the radio station, the Chihuahua Center for the Arts, the Arts Guild, Tim and the gallery there. The Trails End Gallery. And all the stuff that's happening is like I mean, I just think it's awesome. I really think you need to support people. You need to support artists. You need to support your community. And I know Chihuahua's not perfect. No place is perfect except for Belize, maybe. Anyway, but I'm really I can say I'm probably really proud of being have lived in Chihuahua and enjoy the people. And I think it's really great. The creative district thing, and I mean, I can just ramble on if you want me to. I can, because I'm a rambling type of guy. No, anyway, so we're gonna miss it. Chihuahua is great. I said I love what they're doing for the arts and all that stuff, and the support. I think that's really important. All the BS going on out there, and all the other stuff. I think art is really important, and supporting it is important. I don't consider myself an artist. I consider myself doing stuff that I like doing.
Mm-hmm.
But supporting people, I think, is even if you don't do anything, if you're not an artist, if you don't paint, if you don't draw, write, whatever. Somehow, and that is coming out and seeing shows are coming out and putting $1 or $2 into the jar or something like that, or giving me $100,000 so I can make a movie next year in 2025. I'm just saying, okay. But yeah, it's great. I really appreciate you guys, and I guess that's it.
Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Joe. Big round of applause, Joel Wazinski. Thank you for everything, Joe. One more sound effect, and this is pretty much sums up how Joe treated me.
Hello, Joe. Remember me? Told me you didn't like me once.
Was alcohol involved with that time?
He was just kidding, though.
I know.
All right. Do wonderful, Joel Wazinski. Thanks for being here today. Thank you for being here today. What's on the radio tonight, Chuck?
Oh, tonight we have. I don't have it open right now, but we have
Something.
we
have
have
it memorized.
we have
It's Friday.
Best classic rock and more with Old Man Mark from 6 to 8. Then we are going to be trapped in the psychedelic era with the Hermit, and then we're sticking around with the Hermit after that for Days of Confusion.
Which is pretty much
So
every day here.
Right.
You know, you can trust yourself because you have it memorized. You don't need to open the
I know. I rely on it so much that I just forget to. If I tell myself to memorize it, I will, but I just haven't told myself to memorize it yet. So, there you go.
Thank you for listening. And sorry we were late this morning. For Chuck Ritchie, Joe Wazinski, and myself, Scott Allen, have a wonderful day and keep on listening to Northern Lights Public Radio.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Do I get my coffee now?
Yes, now that you did the show, you can have your coffee. He gets paid after.
Run. Come home and cry to mama.
Are we still on the air?
We are.
Don't act dumb.
I'm not.
Keeping us on the whole 30 seconds.
Hydrate, people. Hydrate. It's going to be hot.
It is.
Water, water, water.
Beer.
Yodel.